everyone, welcome back to Summer Series. I'm Orla and today I'm joined by Junk Kouture alumni Cian Newman. Cian, thanks so much for coming in and talking to us.
No bother.
You competed in Junk Kouture back in 2019 with your design called Ripple. Talk us through your Junk Kouture journey. How was that for you?
It was, at first I was kind of a bit like, should I do this? Should I not do this? But my teacher, Miss McQuaid, she really kind of like pushed me for it because she like knew I was kind of like obsessed with creating stuff. And so I just gave it a look through. I decided to do my research and everything. And then I literally started getting into the groove of everything. I started making like loads of designs, looking for inspiration all around, like even just the little things. And from there on, I just kind of grew. Like I was like, okay, I'm into this, creating like maybe like fashion statements or whatever.
It was absolutely for you. You just found your footing,
It was. I found my calling. I found my calling.
Absolutely. I think that's so important. It's something that Junk Kouture does for a lot of schools as well. When there's not always like an artistic element in school, which can be hard for like the kids who maybe aren't sporty or aren't like significantly academic or anything like that. Like this is a great leeway. But something really interesting about yourself and that we don't get a lot of is like you went to an all boys school and you were one of the only competitors from your all boys school, which is incredible. So how did that come out?
Yeah, I literally was the only one from the whole boys school. I was like on a team of just me, so it was a bit challenging, but it was very fun. And like even to bring that kind of a little bit of diversity to the school, do you know what I mean? And like instead of just like it being all sports kind of focused, I brought that kind of creativity element into it as well.
Yeah, it's so important, especially at that age, to have like that inclusivity in that environment. And it's just it's a whole new path. It's incredible to be involved in. And yourself more than anybody knows how important the stage presence is. When you hit the stage in Junk Kouture, you have to give it your all. So what was your inspiration behind your stage performance?
The inspiration, I wanted to relate to my outfit, Ripple, to do kind of with water and that rippling effect in like rivers or anything. Because just down the road like is like Sanctuary Park, so I literally was strolling along there, saw the river and like just saw the ripples effect, so I kind of got intrigued by that and then intrigued with Iris Van Herpen. And so when I wanted to incorporate the music into that as well, like so I wanted something to do with kind of rivers and everything. And then I needed, because a river is like real fluid, I wanted my movements to be real fluid and fun, you know. Then after building it up, and then if you have a beat in your music, like at the end or midway through, that really gets the crowd going. So during your performance, you'd want to kind of build up, and if you have a beat, boom, go all out, get the crowd going. You have to, if you have the crowd going and your moves are just like comfortable, like, and you can like do whatever you want, and the judges will then recognize that, oh, you got the crowd going, you're a real crowd, sorry, like pleaser, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And when you have the crowd going, it probably boosts your motivation even more. Like of course you're going to feed off it.
You get that rush and you're kind of like, I'm in this now, and so you're just whipping it all out.
There's no going back. You're there now.
No going back. All in.
And like we were saying, like you have to jump head first into these things. But of course, there's going to be like backstage nerves and anticipation before you go on. Of course, what are your like top tips for beating the backstage nerves?
Talking to other people, talking when you're backstage, you're literally in a line, and so there's people ahead of you, people behind you, and then people just walking by you and literally just complimenting theirs, or like just chatting to the person behind you, person in front of you, and being like, oh, where are you from? Or like when you're in like a room or whatever, like either just chatting to each other and like just kind of finding out more about them and finding out more about their designs and everything, that kind of eases the tension and kind of calms yourself. You're kind of like, okay, they've been through the exact same thing that I've been through, and so like they understand where I'm coming from, they understand like my nerves, because everyone's nervous, but I think everyone builds or hypes each other up around each other, and I think that's like the main importance. But once you get onto that stage, I feel like when the light hits you, you're just like another persona just takes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think like just making friends, and once that light hits you, boom, you're just focused.
And it is like you're all there for the same reason. You're all feeling the same thing. You're all in it. It's like a community kind of all going forward together. But like you were saying, it's when the light hits you, kind of another person takes over. So how did you get to that point in like confidence of your design and of yourself to go out into the stage and be able to do that? I'm sure there's loads of contestants looking at this now being like, I want to be at that level of confidence when I get out onto the stage, and when the light hits me, I want to feel that. So, what preparation went into that for you?
I'd say, well, mainly dancing in the house by myself. That's the confidence that I kind of built myself on. Um, Literally, like, when you're in home alone or whatever, and like you're in your room alone, and then after you listen to music and you're like, oh, and you just start dancing in your room, pretending you're in a music video. I think like that's what I was mainly doing
Yeah.
sometimes, and I feel like not really caring. Do you know what I mean? Like, just why care anymore? Like, I'm literally like, especially over like 2020, I was like, I don't care anymore. Like, I literally all of this, I've kind of been like, I'm going all in. I don't care what other people say, other people do, other people think. So I will be just doing my own thing. And so like once you don't care about other people's like opinions or like their judgment or whatever, and you're kind of like, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this for fun, and I'm doing this to build myself up. And once you get off that stage, like just going full head in, jumping in, like you'll be like, I just did that. You're kind of like, I would do that again. Everyone's kind of like, everyone does be like, oh, I would well get up on the stage
Yeah,
again. What was I worrying for?
of course. It's that feeling, that rush of enthusiasm. You wanna get back
Yeah,
out there and do it again. But it's exactly like you said, it's taking the leap and not being concerned about what anybody else thinks, because you're all there for the same reason. You all want to do the same thing.
yeah.
So that's so important to remember. I know we've touched on a couple of stuff throughout this chat, but if you were sitting in front of contestants competing this year and you have to give your top three tips for the overall experience, what would it be?
Be comfortable in your outfit, because a lot of people make very rigid stuff.
Yeah,
And so like when you're kind of standing around or getting in, like, and you have to practice again, like, and you have to wait like until like the announcement is made, you're kind of like either just standing there or a bit uncomfortable. So when my outfit was comfortable enough,
hmm,
like I literally could sit down and everything, and I was like, oh, my legs, I had like these like heels on our boots, and so
yeah,
I was kind of like uh,
you're dying. Like, yeah.
dying, honestly. And then like my second tip would be to have music that I feel like has a beat to it. I feel like if you everyone loves a beat, everyone loves like when you get the crowd going and like you have that beat or recognizable song, everyone will dance,
Of
sing to
course,
it, and like
yeah.
cheer you on. So having that, say, either a lead up to a
Mhm.
beat drop and then you go full on like all out, going mad, like then that would really get the crowd going, and like you also boost your confidence as well.
Of course.
My last tip would be trying out different designs,
Mhm.
trying out just literally test everything, test materials, test different ways of doing things, because like for my final outfit that got me to like the grand final, that took me 2 weeks, like 2 weeks before the deadline, because I made like three other outfits beforehand.
Oh my goodness, you made three other
Yeah,
outfits before your. Oh, that's incredible. That is
literally
incredible.
it was a bit stressful, but again, I was kind of like, it'll be worth it, and
Of
it was
course,
very
yeah.
much worth it.
Of course. So those tips are just, I feel like people are going to look at them and be able to learn so much and like take them and put them into their journey. So thank you so much for coming in and chatting to us today. It's been so
No bother,
insightful.
anytime.
And hopefully I'll get to chat to you again soon. So I will talk to you later, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you next time.